Hi everybody, congratulations on making it through week 1 of the 28-day clean eating challenge. I'm here to present this video on meal planning. It's video 1 in the 28-day challenge, and I hope everybody's doing well. Congratulations again for making it through week 1. I hope it went well for you. If you haven't already, there's the week 1 progress form for you to complete that gives you a good opportunity to reflect back on how this week went, what was easy, what were some milestones you achieved, just some general reflections, as well as, of course, check in with your weight. So it's time to weigh ourselves and see how we've done over the past week. In fact, if you've done great, congratulations. If you haven't lost a lot of weight yet, don't get discouraged. It takes time. There's many different factors that go into weight loss, and you've been, eating a certain way for many years, and so, or you may have been, and so changing habits is not easy. So I encourage you to be patient with yourself and have compassion and be persistent. Keep up the good work. It's going to pay off in the long run. In fact, there's a quote at the bottom of day 8 in the self-care journal that I think is applicable to that. It says, there is no one giant step that does it. It's a lot of little steps. And I think that's definitely true. I have note cards. I'm a little bit nervous about doing video, but I've been wanting to go in that direction for a while so that I can offer webinars through my business. And so I'm actually grateful to all of you because this is giving me the opportunity to move forward in that direction. But this is definitely my challenge. So I hope this video is okay. So after watching this video, I'd also encourage you to read the section in your workbook on meal planning if you haven't already. And some of you may already be meal planning, but what we're going to do is kind of break it down into the more specific habits because it's not just one habit. So we're going to go back to that roadmap, which is on page 13 of your workbook, to identify which habits you're going to want to commit to for this week. And you don't have to commit to all of them. You can identify, or you can write out 4. There's space for 4 in your workbook. And you're going to be tracking more than that because in the self-care journal, it actually allows you to check off whether you actually ate a planned breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as a planned snack. So when you're doing your meal planning, it's not just general. I mean, yes, that could be your general habit and that you identify on your roadmap, but then you can actually track how many meals you ate that each day that were planned meals. So, we're going to get really specific with this. But there's 4 general meal planning habits that I'm going to break down for you in a bit. 2 are 2 you pretty much have to do. It's planning meals, and the other one is making a list of your ingredients. Actually, there's 3 that are not optional. The other one is shopping for the ingredients. And then there's going to be 2 others, batch cooking and meal prep, that I'll explain in a bit. But before I get into that, I just want to talk a little bit about the importance of meal planning. As we've known, as you know from doing the sugar detox, it's key because when we plan our meals and we're not just eating spontaneously what we feel like eating in the moment, then we're more likely to put healthier foods into our body that nourish us, foods that are whole, real, and where we have control over what ingredients is going into the meal that we're eating. There's nothing wrong with going out to restaurants. It's fun. It's part of our social life. But I definitely believe that the more we eat meals at home that we've cooked, the better off we are in terms of our health. And even if it feels like a chore to sit down and write all of this out and make a shopping list, and we save, we're investing time up front, but then we save time in the long run throughout the week because then we don't even have to think about it. It becomes like a no-brainer. We already know what we're making each day of the week and what our snacks are going to be, and we just do it. So it also saves us money because eating out is expensive, and even if we're buying prepared meals at the grocery store, that can be more expensive. So we save money by making our meals, and we save time throughout the week, and we save calories, because restaurant food and processed foods tend to be very high in sugar, fat, and salt, as well as calories. And so in terms of reaching our health goals, whether that's weight loss, whether it's having more energy, better digestion, or preventing diabetes, or getting a chronic disease under control, whatever your health goals are, eating home-cooked meals the majority of the time is definitely going to go a long way in terms of meeting that goal. So the investment of time is definitely worth it. Definitely. So a little bit of time up front, but there's a huge payoff in the end. So we definitely want to decide which day we're going to plan our meals. For a lot of people, Saturday or Sunday works because we have more time on the weekend, which is why I was getting this video out to you as soon as possible on the weekend, so that it can hopefully support you to put these habits into place. Even if you already are meal planning, like I said, it kind of breaks it down into more specific steps. So let's talk about what those steps are. The first step is going to be identifying what meals or recipes you're going to prepare during the week. And I'd encourage you to take a look at the 50 quick and easy whole food recipes that I provided for you if you haven't already. And you're more than welcome to, of course, use your own recipes or look for recipes on the internet. But the ones included in that guide are, for the most part, going to be made from whole foods. There is one exception. There is sausage and kale sauté. Sausage isn't a whole food, but you can find sausage that is on the healthier end. I actually made it this past week, and I chose a chicken sausage that had no chemicals, no preservatives, no sort of artificial ingredients whatsoever. So it's not the best option. Sausage is not the healthiest, but other than that one, all the other recipes, you don't have to think about whether they are whole foods or not, whereas other recipes on the internet, you have to think about it a little bit more. But you're going to want to also take a look in your pantry and your refrigerator to see what ingredients you already have. And this helps in two ways. One is that it can help you plan your meals around what you already have. And it can also prevent you from buying extra of something you already have in your pantry. So I know that's happened to me at times, that I don't check first and I'm at the grocery store and like, oh, do I already have bread, or do I still have bread? I actually don't eat bread, but my kids do. And so it's happened to me that I come home with a new loaf of bread when there was already a loaf there. So that can also save you money and prevent food from spoiling. So you also may want to take a look at your schedule for the week as you're planning your meals, and which days are going to be hectic, which days do you have, lots of activities going on, and plan around that by making the meals that day, or planning for meals on those hectic days that are maybe the quickest or simplest and easiest meals for the week. Of course, then you're going to create your shopping list, and you're going to decide which day that you're going to do the grocery shopping. And I would encourage you to go to the grocery store when you've eaten and your stomach is, full, because if you go on an empty stomach and you're feeling hungry, you're going to risk temptation and impulse buying, because maybe, some of these sweet foods or, fast-acting carb foods or snacks are going to look really appealing to you, the things that we're trying to avoid during the clean eating challenge. So definitely don't go shopping hungry. So the two habits that are optional are batch cooking and meal prep. So batch cooking means making extra of some of the ingredients when you cook, so that you have enough for either another meal. So let's say you can take what's left over for lunch the next day, or just making more of some of the ingredients. So for example, an extra batch of brown rice or of quinoa to use in a different meal that you make later on in the week. So that's another time-saving habit that you can put into place if you so choose. Of course, it's up to you, but it can be helpful. The other one is prepping. So by meal prepping, what I mean is when you get home from the grocery store, it's a good idea to take a few extra minutes. It could maybe take you like, 15, 20 minutes to chop up your ingredients for the week, in particular your fruits and vegetables. And because, sometimes we may feel like having a snack and maybe we bought some cantaloupe or watermelon and it's sitting there unpeeled and uncut, and we're like, oh, I really want it, but I don't feel like taking the time. So if you do that, if you get that out of the way when you've come home from the grocery store with your ingredients and you go forward with that, then it can make it easier during the week. Not just with, having fruit that's readily available and chopped and stored in your refrigerator in containers, but also with the veggies. So, that can save you time during the week, especially if you tend to work long hours and you come home tired and don't feel like chopping up all these vegetables. If you do it on the weekend after you've gone shopping, then it's already ready and it makes the process easier and faster. So those are the two optional habits. So you want to think about whether you want to put those in place or not. So now that you have a little bit more detail on what is possible for this week, then the next step is to actually complete week 2 of your self-care roadmap. You completed week 1, meaning you outlined what your habits would be for week 1 during the workshop. So now it's time to decide what 2, 3, 4 habits you're going to put in place for week 2's challenge, your meal planning challenge, and commit to them. And I encourage you to not skip over this step of writing them into your roadmap, because when we actually write something, then we take it more seriously. It's kind of like it solidifies the commitment. And you're going to, during this week, not just now add meal planning habits into your tracking, but you're going to continue to track your clean eating habits, and you're going to continue tracking your self-care habits. So that's pretty much it. Feel free to reach out on the Facebook group with any questions in case there was anything in this video that wasn't clear. And I also am excited to see what pictures you post. I want you to post pictures of your recipes that you make this week, and post your challenges, your successes, and stay engaged. Support other members as well, because I think that's really helpful to keep everybody inspired and motivated. So thank you for watching this video, and I wish you happy meal planning. Take care. Bye-bye.